My girlfriend was shaking when I asked to use her phone because she was texting her cousin behind my back, and now she's shaking again because I found out, and I'm not marrying her. Posted 3 days ago. Last night we were in the car far from home and my phone was dead, so I asked her to hand me hers so I can use the GPS. It took her a while to give it to me and I could see she was legitimately shaking as she handed it over. After that she said, "Oh, I forgot to set the destination for you." I said it's okay and I can do it myself, but she insisted saying that I should focus on the road instead. I didn't think much of it since I 100% trust her. Then, I touched the screen to zoom in. My hands were sweaty and I accidentally exited the app. I picked the phone and I could see her looking at me stressfully, staring at the screen concerned seeing what I'm doing. Then I told her, "What's wrong?" She said nothing. I told her that I can see that she's stressed out when her phone is in my hand. She said that she's just been having a very personal conversation with her sister and her sister doesn't want anyone to know about her personal matters. I stopped the car for a moment, and asked if I can mute her sister's conversation so I don't oversee anything if a notification pops up. She said, "Let me do it myself." I said, "Why?" Then she hit me with a, "I don't know if you'll find something you don't like in there." Until then I never could picture her cheating. And she doesn't have a reason to cheat. I give her everything and our baby-making life is very satisfying. But after all, who needs a reason to cheat? I'm having a hard time processing this because we've been together for 6 years and that behavior was extremely out of character. I saw her as the purest person on earth. I love her so much and see her as a walking angel. A few months ago she told me that she's texting a cousin of hers that she didn't see in plus 15 years. At first I didn't have a problem with that since I text my cousins sometimes as well and they're like sisters to me since we all grew up together. But then she admitted that he's being flirtatious with her. She showed me the messages, and it was some heart emojis, him to her, blowing kiss emojis. Nothing so crazy, but to me it was crossing a boundary, especially that it's her cousin. So I told her that it's so weird and it almost feels like incest, since I could never flirt with my cousin that way. Something was off about him and I could see that he was a little bit of a creep. So I told her that I don't want her to message him anymore. I don't know if she's really cheating with someone else, or that she went back to talking with his cousin without me knowing it and she's afraid of my reaction if I find out. Or it was as she said, having a personal conversation with her sister. I don't know what to do. So I spent the last couple of hours talking to my girl, or my ex, about it. Some people may not consider that cheating, but she lied to me and betrayed my trust, so that's cheating in my book. I sat her down and told her that I didn't feel comfortable how she acted last night. She got dramatic and told me that she's surprised that I'm acting insecure and that it wasn't in my nature. She never said that to me before. I told her if there is really nothing happening, she wouldn't mind putting my mind at ease by just taking a look at who she's been chatting with, which will only take a few seconds. She eventually agreed, and when I didn't find anything in her chats, I immediately clicked on her archived chats, and there was her cousin that she said she blocked. I sat down with her and I started going through the chat. She just became silent when she knew that I found it and thankfully didn't try to make the situation worse. She was hiding her face with her hands and I think she was crying. As I'm reading the messages, I scrolled all the way to the top. It appeared they were texting for about 2 weeks. If she didn't delete any messages before, it was just normal texts in the beginning. Then he started sending some flirty messages. Things like, "You're the sexiest girl in the family. What is this, by the way?" and, "Your hair is beautiful." And she didn't try to stop him. She was laughing and I got the impression that she was enjoying it. This remained the case for almost 1 week. On the second week, she started liking his flirtatious messages on chat. Doesn't flirt back, but it feels like it's opening the door for him. I asked what wrong I'm doing for her, and why would she need to talk to another man. She told me that she doesn't think she can find someone like me, but lately I've been distant and obsessed with my career, and she feels like I'm dating my computer and not her. She waits for me all day to come home, and then when I come home I sit on my computer and work again. So when she felt lonely, she went back to texting her cousin instead of just sitting there and waiting for me to come home. Let me say this is definitely her overreacting. When I'm on my computer it's not like I'm in another room and don't talk to her. I have my computer in the bedroom for this reason, and I kiss and touch her hand or thigh every 30 seconds. I come to bed early to her every day and we have wild baby making before she sleeps almost every night. If I overwork at night, I do it after and make sure she's asleep. If I'm overworking, I'm doing it for us. I want us to have a good life and I was planning our wedding. If I ever feel lazy, I think of her and I immediately get to work. It hurts me that she looks at it as an excuse while I look at her as my motivation to work harder. It was an extreme cheating, yes, but she lied to me and hid something from me. If she did it once, how many times did she do it before? And I mentioned that the situation was escalating every week. Where could it reach if I waited for a few more weeks before confronting her? I think I'm single now since I can't see myself completing my life with someone who would think the work I do for them is an excuse to cheat instead of being supportive. Thank you for reading and I hope someone learns from my mistakes. If you think I did anything wrong in the relationship which I can improve, please point that out in the comments. For some context, both her parents are immigrants, and I think it's okay to marry your cousin where she comes from. I still think that's weird and it really made it more disgusting. And she knew that I wouldn't tolerate that.